Hey man, what's happening? It's your boy Dreaming Foreign, Never Living Life Born, man. I got a special guest in the building today, man. Please introduce yourself, big homie.
Oh man, my name Vince. Vince with no, formerly known as Vince with no sense or no sense Vince. You know, but that evolved into Mo Sense. Coming from North St. Louis, O'Fallon Park, 44 Bluebird, the Big Zach. You did, and shout out to Dream Form, man. Dream Form, man, for putting me on this platform, man. Showing big love. I appreciate it, homie. You did.
Nah, that's no problem, big homie, man. Just for the people, that's been under a rock, man. Just introduce the city of St. Louis to us, man. Because it's a lot of people, man. When they think about St. Louis, they think about the unalive capital. They thinking about a lot of hustling. They thinking about certain rappers. They thinking about certain organizations. What's going on with the sunshine? And we just need it from you because you the man of the hour, man. You ain't no bullshit artist, man. But I'm gonna start with that question and also a follow-up question with what schools did you attend?
Uh, So you dig? Oh, that's true about St. Louis, murder capital, been murder capital. You dig? Uh, hustle city, bro. It's a hustling town. It's a hub. Uh, but St. Louis, I'm just gonna keep it 100. St. Louis a gangster city, always have been and always will be, bro. We ain't got the. It's just real city, bro. You dig what I'm saying? Like we ain't got Hollywood and Broadway and you dig what I'm saying? We don't see Def Jam building you know what I'm saying? Yeah, none of that type of shit, bro. You dig? The Midwest period, homie. Midwest cities is blue collar working class cities for real, bro. You dig? And I actually went to Harrison Elementary, which was 2 blocks from my street on Redbud, because I come off Redbud and Carter. 4415 to be exact, the first house on the block. It's tore down now. But I went to Harrison for kindergarten. That's sits on Fur and Carter, 2 blocks over from us. Then after that, they bused me to Baton Elementary School. I went to Baton Elementary School from first, second, and half of the third. From there, the other second half of the third, fourth, and fifth, they bust us to Warner Park Elementary School, which is in the Warner Park neighborhood. Baton Elementary is in Baton, the bad end, you know what I'm saying, where the homies from the Stone at. You did. And then from there, I went to Yeatman Middle. It's the middle school, the next block over from my street. You did. And then from there, you did. I supposed to went to Beaumont. But my first cousin, we grew up like sisters and brothers in my mama house. You did. She wanted to go to the county school with her little friends. So my mama wanted us to go to the same school. Plus, my mama ain't want me in Beaumont. You did, because if I would have went to Beaumont with the homies, that was a wrap. You did, that was the Crip school. Goddamn me, you did. And they colors was blue and gold. That was a low school, but I wasn't gonna be last in no fucking Beaumont. So I ended up going to the county to Lindbergh High School. You did. But I ain't complete. I actually got locked up my 12th grade year. I was coming out a year later. But in between high school, you know, I was going to juvie and shit. You dig? So, I was never really completing the whole school year and shit like that. You dig?
Nah, that's right. But we skipped a couple of plays. I want to really ask during your middle school years, what type of cliques and what type of people that were, without saying any names, or if you were like, um, that was just some real stand up individuals around your season, around your era.
In middle school, I was already cripping, cuz I've been cripping since 11, homie. You did. I had a fight in Yeatman Middle in the 7th grade with one of the most reputable bloods that ever come out of St. Louis City. You did. And I just actually made a post about it because gave my happy birthday shout out. You did. And I was like, I'm gonna give y'all a little insight on wax. You did. He 99 and 0 with his hands in the penitentiary. We fought in 7th grade about this Crip and blood shit. You did. I had to hit him with a lot because I couldn't handle him. You did. But one of my closest childhood chums, one of my best friends from Codman Carter, your name Jay Villain, you dig, he jumped in, you dig, and then later on at the school, they fought like cats and dogs on Redbud and Carter. You dig, Jay Villain, a little short motherfucker. Wax was a skinny, wiry motherfucker, tall. But yeah, the villain didn't need no help because both that nigga been two of the nicest niggas I seen with their hands, bro. I'm just gonna keep it 100. And it was a draw. You did. Ain't nobody win that fight, homie. And I'm standing on that. You did. But yeah, some of the dudes went to school with me, dudes like known dudes in the city that was really riding on this Crip and blood shit, nigga. Jay Villain. You did. Six Deuce East Coast. Off College and Carter. Me. You did. My best friend, Clarence Papa's son, Peep Dog Taylor, he went. You did. A Wax, he was a blood. He died moved from 41 KCB, Costas and Clarence Bloods. You did. Uh, Lil T, Lil Terrell from 41 KCB. You did. Another reputable nigga. You did. Finna come home. We been gone about 28 years now. You did. Left when he was about 17, 1997. You did. Um, couple more of their homies like Travalis went. Uh, Ricky ain't go. Who else? You know, and the other dudes, and I can name countless dudes from LA, DeSoto, like my partner from the Dub, DeSoto, DSG, Cash, he went there with us. You dig? Six Loc RIP from the Dub, Block of DeSoto, he went there with us. You dig? My homeboy from the set, Double Law, Rick Rock, he went there with us. Chick went there with us. Robo from CNC, goddamn, he Stink Dog from CNC. Uh, uh, RIP my nigga K Mad from One Trey Mad down in the Murphy Blur. Another beast with his hands. Goddamn me. He went there. Man, I can go on and on, bro. You dig? See, if you was from that part of the north side and from Baton, and then all the boys from Baton, you did the Stone, they went there also with us. We got busted Baton Elementary in Baton, and then in middle school they got busted to our middle school in our hood. So we always been locked in with them dudes out there in Bacon, man. From the Gimblestone, from Gimbler, bro. Even my older homies that's over me. So yeah, a lot of dudes went there. Shooty B went there, RIP from Bain Street. He went there. He stayed in our hood briefly. You know, people might not know, but Shooty used to stay on Carter. I know Rossoni, bro. You did. Who else? You did. I could name countless dudes from College and Carter went there, bro. Adelaide Ave, Kasim, Adelaide Ave went there. Goddamn me, Craylo, you did from Adelaide Ave. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I could go down the list, bro. We all
On the hood.
put it this way, we
So
said all our hoods connected. It's really just one really section for us, you know what I'm saying? Because you got KCB over here, then you got us over here, and then you got Adelaide, then you got the guys from my Pope, which is in the Fallon Park area, then you got Cosmin Carter, then you got the boys off the Soto, and some dudes from around there off John and 20, O'Brien, 20, that area. They also went too. People across Grand went from the Dub from 20th around and shit. They went to Yaman with us. People on 23rd and shit like that also. So yeah. So if you really grew up on a certain part of the north side, you went to either Yemen, Turner Middle, Williams Middle. You dig what I'm saying? Schools like that, bro. Yep.
no, no, I was gonna ask. You got put on the hood at 11 years old. How was that process, and what other hoods was around at that time? You know what I mean? Because 11 years old, in the land that's normal, but you like the first generation. You know what I mean? That was taboo, almost in the
Nah, nah, nah,
city.
nah, nah, nah. I'm second generation, cuz.
Oh, second generation. All
Yeah, I'm
right. So
second
you being
generation.
second generation, were you one of the youngest homies from the hood at that time?
When I really came out, when I say I started cripping at 11, you dig what I'm saying? Meaning I was wearing the uniform. We was all see St. Louis. We already wore Chuck Taylors anyway. Our daddies and granddaddies and shit wore Chuck Taylors and overalls laws and shit in the 70s. You did. So I was wearing the uniform, you know what I'm saying? I was wearing Dickies in 6th grade, you dig what I'm saying? And Chuck Taylors and shit, you dig, and then Cortez Classics, you know what I'm saying? You know, but as far as, you know what I'm saying, getting beat in, that ain't happening, cause you dig what I'm saying? Because I grew up on the turf right there on the set, and it was like, you know, you got to understand this is in the infant stages of cripping this shit. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, we didn't know, niggas didn't know all the ins and outs and the rules of this and that. Niggas get, you know, it's not certain sets you was getting whooped in. You did. Now I know in LA they was jumping niggas in like a motherfucker to get in they set. You dig what I'm saying? But more or less, like when I came out, bro, like we inherited beef. You did. That wasn't our beef, cause you know what I'm saying. I'm just gonna keep it 100. We just goddamn me follow suit. You know, by my best friend Clarence Papa Son Chella. Free my nigga Clarence Chella, Papa Son. He an innocent man. You did. Yeah, I want to support him, show some love to him. 104 6632 Clarence Taylor, Potosi Correctional Center, Mineral Point, Missouri. You know, he was framed. You know, cause his big brother and his uncle had big names in our set. So he was really targeted because of his last name. You dig what I'm saying? But like I say, you know, my daddy side is from down there off Cotton Quarter. You dig what I'm saying? So I was walking down there on Cotton Quarter when I was 7, 8 years old. You dig? But like I say, I started wearing the uniform. You dig? You know, because that's what I'm seeing the homies wear. You dig? The big homies. You know, like I say, my house was the first house on the corner. So they sold dope cattle corner from my house on a corner under the tree in like 88, 89. You know, I turned 11 in 89. You dig what I'm saying? But it wasn't just me. Dudes was already coming to school in the 6th grade dressed like this. Dressed like goddamn me, the DOC with the head up and shit with the dickies on and all that there. You know, so but like I said, I was fighting the blood in 7th grade about the Crip and Blood shit. You see what I'm saying?
So
I was
far as with the
repping it.
moves, not to
You
cut
say
you off, well, far as with the not moves in the area,
what about
who
them?
were the deepest, and who were, and if you know, who were one of the oldest blood hoods in St. Louis, far as you know, North Side goes.
Oh, you say who the deepest what? Who the deepest blood gang on the north side?
Yes, deepest, and who's the
Oh,
oldest, if they still exist.
it's a toss up between 49 Beacon. Them niggas been around. They hella old. You did. Bean Street hella old. You did. But they jammed anyway. KCB is not no new set. You did. They old. You
Hmm.
did. Uh, and they all kind of like collaborate. They all in the same circle, bro. They was all like, if you seen Bloods in the car back in the day from the north side, bro, you might have two niggas from Bain Street, one nigga from Casa de Clarence, and a nigga from Beacon, or some shit like that. Or you might have a nigga from Bailey, you dig, a nigga goddamn me, two niggas from KCB and a nigga from Farland. You dig what I'm saying? You know, but that's how they roll like that. You dig? But they was outnumbered, so they had to kind of roll like that too. You dig?
That was the
Especially
following
on the
question
north
too.
side,
I was gonna ask.
because the north side is predominantly Crips. The west side was predominantly Bloods. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, one of the one of my partners asked, um, any original St. Louis sets, like original St. Louis sets, like they have no California influences, like it could be Crip or Blood.
We was the first set banging block style, bro.
Y'all hear it?
Repping 44 Blue Bud, Murder Mob, Crip Gang. You dig? After we start banging block style, everybody else start banging block style. You dig what I'm saying? But like me, I never rep 60s, homie. My OGs did, and I know that's where my cripping come from. I come from that rolling 60 branch of cripping. No doubt about that. You dig? The homies from 6th Ave. You dig? But when I came outside and was ready to, lay my demonstration down, you got to understand, we was in the papers. You know what I'm saying? See, I ain't gotta say what we was and what we ain't, and I ain't gotta ask the city because you got niggas that's gonna keep it real, but you also gonna be having niggas that hate. They go both ways. So we got a saying in the turf: don't ask us, nigga. Go ask the press. Well, nobody in the papers more than us. I ain't seen nothing. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at my Instagram, it's just be a real newspaper called The World and a newspaper called The Crusade. And we was in the St. Louis Post Dispatch, which is a big newspaper, but in the Crusade, it says the Six Deuce Crips and Bluebird Crips wiping each other out. They never called us Rolling 60s. You
Mm.
did. So when you did, came outside, you did, like I say, I started frontline in 13, 14. 14, definitely. We was already established, you dig what I'm saying? So I ain't had to rep Rolling 60s, cuz. You dig? I
On
ain't got,
Crip.
a lot of niggas my age got RSC on their body or 19th Street LBC tatted on their body. I got one tattoo on me, my stamp, 44 Bluebird, homie. You dig?
And they going crazy about that. They say, "Nigga, don't ask me." It said, "Check." They said, "Ask the press." They loving that one. That's gonna probably be your new slogan, big homie on the set. The niggas
Yeah.
liking that in the comment
Well, that
section.
slogan actually came from one of my right hand man, Clarence Taylor, Papa San. He said that in one of his raps.
Mm.
He said, "Nigga gonna ask me, ask the press." You dig? So y'all niggas can dig the newspapers up, nigga. I ain't gotta say what we was and what we wasn't. And then niggas from other sets. If you look at St. Louis hood history, you speak on us. If you go on my Instagram, a dude, one of my comrades, he from Cosden Carter, our arch rivals. He spoke on us, man. Y'all niggas innovators, man. Y'all niggas set the trend, man. Y'all niggas did this, y'all niggas did that first. I mean, we did a lot of shit first. We was the most influential niggas in the city. Whether niggas want to say it or not, nigga, I'ma say it because it's the truth. I ain't gotta tell no lies, homies. You did, homie. You did. I could tell you everything that started over there, nigga. I'm from ground zero. Northside O'Fallon Park, nigga, gang land, nigga. We still got our land. Big facts. So, you know,
On
real
the set.
talk. You niggas wasn't in the papers. You did. Just keeping it 100, homie. I don't do no faking, cuz. For what? You did.
No, that's right.
And no,
But
we wasn't the first Crips, but we are one of the first Crips sets. You did.
mhm.
We're one of the earliest Crip sets, and we set the most trends in the city. Crip or Blood gang. Any gang. Facts.
Mm. All right, that's right, man. So
Ask the
like,
city of St. Louis. Ask the city of
far as with
St.
the
Louis. If they gonna keep it real, just ask them. And
at St.
then
Louis.
if they want to be faking, go ask the press, like I said.
Oh, hood. So with the Bud beefing with the Six Deuce East Coast, man. Shit, that was like you mentioned, that's the first. You know what I'm saying? So like, what year that beef started? We ain't gotta go into depth, but just like, how did that beef started? Was y'all ever cool with that particular project or that
Yeah,
particular group ever in
yeah.
life?
Them dudes right down the street from us, they was friends. Our big homies and the big homies down there, they was friends. Like we got like family down there, bro. My daddy's side, my daddy an OG trap star from down there, homie. My uncle is too. My big cousin, him and he R.I.P. King Pooh, you dig? And OG Sea Ghost from Cosmic Quarter. Them niggas was the first two kitchen crips in the city, homie. You dig? So on Cobden Quarter, they was Six Deuce East Coast Crips. You dig? And they was also East Side Kitchen Crips down there also. You dig? So Six Deuce East Coast and St. Louis and the kitchens ride together. They in the same car. Just like us, the 19th Street Long Beach Crips, the Rolling 60, you dig, and the A-Tray Gangsters in the loop. We all in the same car, so to speak, you dig. And then it's only certain spots, only spots that had 90s was us, Wobbler, and the BODs. So it ain't really never, it was only a few 90s, but most of the old school Crip sets claim 19th Street, Long Beach Crips, because, and the first Crips in the city, arguably, I ain't saying for a fact, but most of the city will second what I'm saying was out the Laclede town, L town. They're my comrades. It is, but it was a project. But they told the project now somewhere in like 95 and 96. I don't really know the exact year, but you know, because the first thing a nigga you gonna see hop in the comments, the McLeod was the first Crip to the city. Okay, if they was, them the homies, much love. Them my niggas. They was coming through the church when I was a little nigga. The Cochran was too. 8th Street niggas was too. Niggas from across the port. 3940, they was coming through. Nigga, we was the Crip hub and still is the Crip hub, nigga. Yeah. It's like holy grounds for Crips. Still to this motherfucking day, nigga. Oh, Fallon Park legendary grounds for this Crip culture. You did? Yeah, we played the biggest part in keeping that Crip culture alive in the city, nigga. Big facts. So it
So
is what it is, you know.
good. So just far as with because another comment in this section is saying even DJ Quick shouted out St. Louis, man, because they say St. Louis is just like Compton. When you hear that and you from St. Louis or whatnot, man, how did that make you feel, man, having a West Coast Damu, and he was popping at that time. He wasn't no poo
Man,
butt.
I was outside. I was cripping when he said that, nigga. You did. He got into it with my OG homies, nigga. Had Slow threw that blue flag in that nigga face.
Oh, you
No
gotta tell us that
disrespect,
story.
no disrespect to Quick, but I'm just keeping it 100.
We need to
You
hear it.
did. Man, all right. Quick
I'm
know what's.
telling you.
See, I'm gonna tell you something about St. Louis, homie. You did. Before we had big time rappers coming out of our city. You did. Why was the LA rappers always saying St. Louis, St. Louis, St. Louis, St. Louis? He wasn't the only nigga. Quick, I mean, Ice Cube made a whole song about summer vacation about St. Louis.
Mm.
Pocket said it in Chicago. He said in the Bay, LA, Chicago, and even St. Louis. On Young Nigga. You did. CJ Max said from LA to St. Louis, man. Cause they niggas know, cuz. We been doing this, homie. We just ain't got the famous rappers to come out and be on some banging shit, nigga. Goddamn it, cause it's hard to make it out of St. Louis, nigga, if you in them streets, homie. Cause St. Louis too little. You can't duck off and hide like that, nigga. We gonna see each other, nigga. If it's smoke, nigga. Every other nigga from St. Louis is a killer, and goddamn me, every 6 or 7. I'ma say in my era or niggas a little younger. I guarantee you every 6 or 7 niggas out of every 10 niggas got at least one bullet hole in their body. I'm standing on that.
Mm.
We just don't get the publicity. You know what I'm saying? And the fame. But niggas really know what's up with our town. Nigga, we been gangsters in this motherfucker, nigga. Before Crip and Blood even hit this bitch. You did. So, and then you must understand this. St. Louis is one of the oldest cities in this motherfucking country, bro. St. Louis over 100 years older than Chicago, homie. So we ain't gonna even talk about LA. Nigga, when St. Louis was already a thriving urban center, LA was woods. Lewis and Clark, the Louisiana Purchase, nigga. You had to stop in St. Louis, homie, to get your goods to get west. Yeah. Uh-huh. Cause everything before it was a cause, everything got to and fro. The rivers, boat, and we on right on the motherfucking Mississippi River, nigga. Big gambling going on up and down that Mississippi River. Big goods getting transported. Even before the railroads came. See, the railroad hub supposed to be St. Louis. But they had some discrepancies and all that, so it ended up being Chicago. That's why Chicago blew up like that. Other than that, St. Louis would have been big as Chicago, homie.
Damn, you
It
put me
is.
up on something. I didn't know that.
And so if my city is 100 and 150 years older than Chicago and LA and all that, so what they tell you, gangster shit been going on here. Because we was already a thriving city. That's why St. Louis is the gateway to the West. You did. If you're coming from the East Coast, if you want to get to the West Coast back in the day, you better stop off at St. Louis, nigga, and get you some goods. Because ain't no telling when you're going to see another city, nigga. We been a city. Big fact.
Mm.
And I'm going to tell you another thing. You did. our European gangsters in the 1920s. You dig? The Egan Rats. You dig? You know, that's who laid down that St. Valentine massacre for Al Capone. Niggas better do their homework. That wasn't no motherfucking Capone boys, nigga. That wasn't no machine gun Jack McGurn. That was some motherfucking outside help. Y'all better check. Goddamn me, Gus Rexler, Capone American boys. Y'all better look up goddamn me Fred Killer Burt. He was doing the shit that John Dillinger was doing in the 30s. He was already doing it in the 20s. The Egan Rasslers been robbing banks in the 20s, doing murder for hire, extortion, bootlegging, and all that shit. And as a matter of fact, they laid the murder down allegedly for Capone, the Frankie Yale hit in New York. That was St. Louis white dudes, bro. But they don't want to never give the credit to St. Louis. They want to give it to the big cities, Chicago, New York. Y'all can have it, but nigga, go do y'all history. Nigga, go do some research, nigga. I know. Yeah, I know about the white gangsters from coast to coast and the black ones, not just from St. Louis. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Check the Egan Rex. Google Fred Killer Burt. He got caught with the Tommy guns that got that like they did the hit the St. Valentine's Day hit with. You know, see, St. Louis always had a real strong tie with Detroit underworld and Chicago, but Detroit. Even the white dudes, even all Italian mob, they had a lot of families in Detroit. You did the Egan Rex. It was the Egan Rex was a rag was a white gang made up of Irish dudes and different. They weren't Italians and all that. It was another gang of vicious killers out of Detroit called the Purple Gang. They was Jewish. And them and the Egan Rats was like this. A lot of them, they fell out, but the Egan Rats and the Purple Gang collaborated and did that St. Valentine. They hit for Capone. Boy, Capone was a hell of a thing. See, people underestimate Capone for real, bro. You did. They try to make Capone look like he was just a brute. And Capone, that's why Chicago got the rawest mob, bro. You did. They shit ain't all over the place like how them dudes is in New York. No disrespect. I'm just keeping it 100. Do your history, do your research, and you would know. Capone figured it out. That's why they came up with the outfit. They ain't know who was the boss. They'll put a front man out like motherfuckers thought Sam Giancana was the boss, but he really wasn't. He just was out front. You did. You know, Tony Accordo was the boss. And before that, Paul Ricca was the boss. And before that, you did Frank Nitti was the boss after Capone, bro. You did. But yeah, they had, you know what I'm saying? They knew they was gonna if you want to be the boss, your ass is gonna be the one get targeted. So they came up with the outfit and it was like a round table type of thing. You dig what I'm saying? Where everybody put their heads together, man. It was Roselli, Frank Nitti, uh, Murph Humphreys, Paul Ricca, and Tony Accordo. Cause they was a little younger than Capone, but they was his shooters and shit, bro. Big facts. You talking to a real gangster historian, my nigga.
That was interesting right there, cuz, because you actually broke down pre-game banging and just straight gangster, and also just American history and whatnot. Because you said even pre automotive vehicles, like you say, you know what I'm saying, with the people had to actually, say, have wagons and had to have, horses transportate them. And like you say, St. Louis was a good city because you had all type of things there, you feel me? And like you say, the Mississippi River, so people had more access to export and transport shit, so you had to fuck with St. Louis.
You had to. And trip off this. Trip off these three cities. These I look at them as sister cities or cousin cities. Yeah. St. Louis, Memphis, and New Orleans. All is on the Mississippi River, homie. And
Hmm.
all three of them is wild cities, always been wild cities, bro. I think it might be something in the water from the Mississippi River, bro. You did, you know. New Orleans, them niggas wild. Them Memphis niggas wild. And St. Louis niggas wild, bro. Big facts. And traveling up and down, they was transporting slaves up and down that Mississippi River and all kind of goods, and they was gambling on them boats on that Mississippi River. Yeah. I'm a historian also. I love history, bro. History, philosophy, and gangster history and black history, what I'm saying, and world history in general.
What got you fascinated with just being a historian? Was it something when you were younger, or something that you picked up when you were older? What got you into that?
When I was a little nigga, when I was a kid, I just always a question asking ass nigga. You did. And I just was, I don't know, I always liked the history. History was like one of my favorite subjects since I was a youngin', bro. And then I had a lot of older cousins and aunts and uncles that used to talk about the past when we was kids and shit like that. And it piqued my interest. You did. And then as
Oh,
I got older, in school and shit, and then when I went to prison, you know what I'm saying, because I like, if you don't know where you come from, bro, you got to know where you come from, bro. You ain't gonna understand yourself, or what, no, basically where you going, you dig, or who you are. You ain't gonna know. If you don't know where, if you don't know your great grandfather or whatever was a king, how you gonna know you a king or a prince, or you come from royal bloodline? So history is important, bro. And then you know what I'm saying. Then history is also important, so they won't be able to pull a certain type of wool over your eyes on certain type of shit. Y'all got my peoples like that back in the day. Now y'all ain't gonna get us like that today.
why you think the city of St. Louis gets blackballed?
What you mean blackball?
Like
Blackball
far
for
as,
what?
like you say, it doesn't get the recognition, and it seems that light doesn't get shined on St. Louis enough, like compared to other big cities, like you just mentioned, with Chicago, with
Well,
New York.
Chicago's just being over. Chicago been overlooked a long time too, and just recently when when Dirk now got to doing their thing, Lil Dirk, free Lil Dirk and G Herbo now and all them dudes and shit. But Chicago was overlooked a lot too, bro. We the Midwest. The Midwest get overlooked, period, bro.
Hmm.
You dig what I'm saying? Now you had you had more breakout artists that came out of Chicago. You know what I'm saying, like the Commons and the Crucial Conflicts and the Twisters and all that. Do or Die. But even the Breck come out of Chicago. But other than that, bro, later Kanye West, Lupe Fiasco, but they wasn't, you know what I'm saying? The spotlight wasn't on no damn Chicago either, cuz I'm just gonna keep it 100. You dig? Or Kansas City, another Midwestern city, or Detroit, another Midwestern city, besides when Eminem came out, but in D12, but it is, or Cincinnati, or Cleveland. You dig? These are all Midwest cities, man, all hard scrabble, blue collar, working class, down to earth people, bro. That's one thing about the Midwest, it's different. We ain't got, what I'm saying? Like even Atlanta, they call that the Black Hollywood. It ain't nothing to walk down the street in Atlanta to see a rap nigga. You dig, a star or some shit. You dig? You ain't finna walk down no street in no St. Louis and see no rap nigga. You dig what I'm saying? Nah, homie, you ain't finna do that. You dig? So, I'm sure it ain't nothing to walk down the street in the city of New York to see a rap nigga. You dig? Or some type of celebrity. Nigga, our celebrities, the street celebrities, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Nah, you right though, shit. Cause I see people in the comment section, they talk about, Chingy and Nelly and shit like that or whatnot. But I'm gonna bypass that because I really want to get into
You ain't gotta bypass that. What's
Oh
up?
no, no, because
What?
I know what the
Oh,
answer's gonna be.
no,
But
you
since you
probably
got a
don't know the
code,
answer. Ah, no, you can't say that. You
you
did.
say
You
what?
can't.
Well, when I say that, for us, when it comes to people like Nelly or whatnot, and him being, what I'm saying, a famous rapper out of St. Louis or whatnot, man. Do you know what particular neighborhood he was from, or anything like that, or his kinfolk, anything like that, or?
Man, Nelly come from the north side off Labadee, man. Then he moved to U City. Do I know Nelly personally? Nah. You did. But I'm gonna tell you something about a St. Louis nigga. Have you ever heard of a rap nigga playing with Nelly, bro?
Nah, never.
Okay then. So all that sing songy shit, don't get that shit twisted, my nigga. Goddamn, because I'm gonna tell you about a St. Louis nigga. See, St. Louis niggas, we ain't with the beating on our chest and acting all tough. You ain't gonna catch a St. Louis nigga. A real St. Louis nigga, You ain't finna see him acting like a tough guy because we know shit is really real. Every other nigga a killer. You did. But nigga don't think it's sweet with no nigga like Nelly, nigga. You dig what I'm saying? Or Chingy. You dig? Cause St. Louis little nigga, with most of us family nigga, and if he ain't a gangster, you best believe he got something behind him. Just can't just as you not know. And ain't nothing soft about no nigga like Nelly. Look how Nelly carry himself, bro. You don't hear that punk ass shit on no Nelly name, bro. Or no Chinky, homie. You did. Nah, a nigga, you did, you know, you will see a nigga, goddamn me, you will think a pretty boy in St. Louis, that nigga be a nigga that'll whoop your ass and I pop the shit out you. So we don't judge no nigga off how he act and how he look, cause a nigga run out the cut with some skinny jeans and light your ass up. I'm just
You ain't
keeping it
lying.
100. So all that, cause a nigga rap about this and rap about that, nigga St. Louis little nigga. Everybody got connections to the streets and got family members and niggas they grew up with that's in them penitentiaries, bro. So I just that's why I say no, you ain't gonna get the answer all these other niggas probably give, nigga. I'm gonna give you the real. You did, like I say again. I don't know Chingy, don't know Nelly, but I know a lot of Chingy folks, and I'm sure I know a lot of Nelly folks. You did, I know they peoples and shit. But again, you ain't heard no nigga playing with no Chingy, bro. You niggas can talk that heard ass shit. I love it why you doing right there ass shit. But have you ever heard one of them rap niggas, any of their entourage fucking with one of them niggas, bro? No, it ain't happening, homie. Big facts. Or the St. Lunatics, period. You dig? Or Jaquan or whoever out the loop, bro. Man, niggas know what's up with us, homie.
Shit,
You
I didn't
would
even know
think a
Jaquan
nigga,
was out the
even
loop.
a
That's
nigga that's
good.
a goofy, you might think a goofy, a light your ass up in this city, cuz. Just gonna keep it 100. So a nigga must mind they manners.
No, no, you ain't lying though. Shit, you can't judge a book by its cover.
I
So
be seeing niggas from other city on out that tough ass shit. Niggas from St. Louis don't do that, bro. Because we know it's really real. Niggas will knock your motherfucking noodles out your head, nigga. You did. With no has a motherfucking tation. We don't believe in nigga, you gonna boss me around like that, goddamn me, Now you don't get me wrong. I'm a nigga that, I come up different. I got big homies and all that shit, but all that nigga you gonna throw your weight around, nigga, before you throw your because you gotta understand, goddamn me, again, the mentality of a St. Louis nigga, bro. You did. See, you gotta do your history, you know what I'm saying? St. Louis niggas known for having hand game. Because we got all them boxing centers, Northside Bombers, Tandy's, 12th and Port, Cochran Center, DeSoto. You dig what I'm saying? Buddha, Cherokee. You dig what I'm saying? Goddamn me. Marquette, goddamn me, the ones that I can't think of the city in Pagedale and out in certain counties, but nigga, you dig what I'm saying? You know, so if you just do this, check off this. You in tune with the dude that did like 50 years in the federal joint out of DC Fly, or that
DC
brother,
Fly, nah, I ain't gonna
old
lie
head
to you.
dude out of Washington D.C. did like 50 years in the federal joint, bro. He been out probably 2 or 3 years. He on YouTube. Check him out. Or the dude Eon, he about my age out of D.C. He been to he got a couple books out, and I like how he, what I'm saying, conduct himself. And he's intelligent brother in tune with the law. But I'm gonna give you a little insight on us in the penitentiary. DC5, a legend and a reputable dude in a federal penitentiary. You know, the DC is the biggest black court in the federal system, right? Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew that. Definitely knew that
Okay.
because they don't got no counties. It's just a
Okay,
district.
they ain't got no state prisons. So I'm saying all that to say this. This came out of dude Flymouth. You did. He was like, you know what I'm saying? He was saying he got transferred to a prison, a federal prison. It did. It was like a duck off prison. And he was like, he wanted to get high. He like, where the drugs at, whatever, when he got to the camp. And brothers was like, man, the Mexican mafia got it. He said, it's like 1977. He said, goddamn me, like the Mexican mafia, what's that? he keeps saying, I'm coming from the East Coast. I don't know nothing about no goddamn Mexican Mafia and Iron Brotherhood and all that shit. So he said, I put me a little posse together. I got me a dude from St. Louis, and he's nicknamed his dudes from different cities. So before he can go on, the dude, Eon, really that interview him, the young dude that got the books and shit, be on the YouTube. He said, hold on, man. He said, back in the days, every time I hear stories, I always hear y'all talk about them St. Louis dudes. You know what DC Fly said? He said, oh, man, St. Louis used to roll with us strong back in the day. He said they used to roll with the homies. He said St. Louis and Kansas City was very strong back in the day. So when you hear about them federal wars with the DC dudes and the AB, St. Louis and Kansas City played a big part in them wars too, homie. We just don't get the recognition. He ain't say New York was very strong and rolled with us back in the day. He ain't say Baltimore. He ain't say Philadelphia. Other East Coast cities. He ain't say New Jersey. You dig what I'm saying? He said St. Louis and Kansas City. So that tells you the type of old head niggas we came from, bro. Do your research, homie.
Some
I'm
real
lacing
stunk
y'all
down
tonight.
gangsters. Some real stunk down
Niggas ain't
gangsters.
dropping the shit I drop. You dig? More sense. That's the IG. You dig? Y'all better get with me. Niggas ain't talking the talk I talk. I ain't talking no goofy nothing on no social media or on nobody TV. I'm sorry, homie. I'm gonna give you the real.
Crip Street. That's what we
You
want.
dig? I'm Mr. So St. Louis, nigga. You dig? St. Lo Glove Gang. Shout out to the Glove Gang in LA.
Love it like you love it, nigga. On hood.
You
You dig?
dig?
On hood, man. Shit,
The
man.
honeys.
I want to ask you something else too,
LA,
cuz.
y'all know y'all in the building, nigga. 46 po 45 for 2, nigga. The whole part. Old file and part. You dig? But I'm gonna put on for the city, nigga.
Hey, St. Louis, when I come out there, y'all fuck with me on the hood.
All
Y'all
you gotta do, nigga, all you gotta do is tap in with me, nigga, and you good, nigga.
I'm already
Goddamn
knowing.
me. You know. Yeah, security, all that.
I seen something on one of your other interviews, and one of my other homeboys. Shout out to Lil Smurf, Lil Smurf out the third district, man. Shout out to the homie Nate Bud. Um,
Oh, he from the south side.
yeah, he from the south side. Shout out
Shout
to
out
my
to the
nigga.
south side. I got comrades off the south side, especially off that Great Hill. That's one of the oldest Crip sets in the city. And 27 Mac. To my other niggas, goddamn me. We got a lot of niggas. So 27 Mac and Great Hill off that south side. Got some niggas off the dark side too that we fuck with. Goddamn me. You did. Yeah. The sick. What up, dog? 32 OGC was an old school set. You did 33 Cali too. 4 Trey Gibb too. Them the old sets of the south side. Can't forget about, the Damu side, the projects, Peabody's, you dig what I'm saying? You dig Oakland, 4-5 Oakland. That's another old school blood set from off that south side, bro. You dig. Outside of them with that name, I can't really, tell you. You did
Hell
nothing
no, they
about
say you
it.
talk like a pimp.
You say what?
They say you talk like a pimp. That shit.
Oh, I got big pimping in me. I'm a straight up playboy. You dig? My
Y'all
daddy,
hear it.
my
Y'all
daddy
hear it.
named Piccolo Gigolo. My daddy first cousin, he was 10 years older than my dad. He off Arlington off the west side. Had the coldest lounge on the west side. He was a pimp. They called him Smooth Man, nigga. Eddie Robinson, a street legend. You did. R.I.P. You did. Yeah, they had Cadillacs parked all up and down Arlington, nigga. That's where my daddy got driving Cadillacs from and kissing door Lincolns in the early 70s and wearing minks and jewelry. I can show you the receipts.
Real
Yeah,
player
yeah.
shit. We gonna do that too on
You
on,
know.
on the part two on the hood.
Okay,
Real
okay.
shit.
Say
No
no
doubt.
more. Say no more. Say no more.
On hood. I was gonna ask though, man. What's up with the Chinese food though, man? Cause my home
Why you just say that? I just went and got me some today, homie.
got
You
some good
dig?
Chinese food out there, and I want to see if the shit real or not.
When
I
you when
gotta
you told
when I come
listen
out
when
there to St. Louis, I need this try because I beg to
listen
differ. I can't
when
see how
when I
Chinese people
told
in St. Louis.
when I told you I was gonna put some food on my stomach, homie.
Yeah.
Because I cooked pinto beans last night, made nachos, homie. You dig? It's really real. I had to go get me
Damn,
some
he ain't
Chinese,
bullshitting.
bro. I don't beat up, nigga. You think? I'ma take you.
Yeah, you did not. Well, we definitely going there. We
You
ain't got to worry
dig? I'ma
about that.
take
That's
you
for
to where
sure.
the fire. You dig? We got a lot of fire Chinese places. We call it Chinaman in the loop. No disrespect, but yeah. I'm gonna take you where. I'm gonna take you to Beam Street Land, nigga. You dig? King's Chop Suey. Fire. Yeah, Bun Fire too. You dig? And we got some other fire Chinamans, but yeah, I go on 290 Bailey, Beam Street
Mm.
Land, and get my Chinese food.
I'm gonna
Since
fuck it
I
up.
see one that I used to go to was in our hood on Newstead, but that motherfucker got demolished in that tornado, bro.
Damn.
I was outside in that tornado, cuz. Man, that was some scary shit. I ain't gonna, boy. I thought I seen some scary shit, nigga. That was like some movie shit. I swear, my nigga. I'm talking about I was literally standing on the set and saw the motherfucking goddamn me, uh, the church roof literally like flying like a big ass roof, like a big flying saucer or something. Flying to it. I say, man, that's a fucking tornado. And we ran up in the homeboy Bird house, the old head, uh, our old head, he called himself my advisor, my consigliere, whatever that word is, the type word, because he called me the Don. But we ran up in his house, bro, and I say, God damn it, the younger homies ain't know what to do. I say, nigga, we got to get in the basement. We ran down in the basement because a couple of my homies got caught outside. It is, trees fell on their cars and they had to jump out the car and straight run. Cause like that shit was wild, homie.
Damn.
It is real talk, cuz. It is. Yeah, but that next morning, nigga, we was out on foot, nigga, cleaning our turf up, nigga, before the people came, nigga. You did. And we stayed out all night because it was a blackout. So we patrolled our turf. Yeah, no police or none of that shit, nigga. We did that. We made sure the old folks and the kids in the set were safe, nigga. We was out all night. You did. Big facts. You did. And we'll be out here tomorrow morning, cuz 8 o'clock. Show up. And we did that. You did. But I ain't gonna lie, nigga, St. Louis showed up and showed out. I ain't never seen that much love in my city, cuz. You did. Until that tornado happened. Nigga, they was feeding us, cuz, bringing us waters and hot meals and bro, man, it was all love, bro. I ain't gonna even lie, bro. For a couple months straight. Before a FEMA and a Red Cross. Man, that shit ain't come cuz to the a month and a half later type of shit. Man, that was homegrown, goddamn me. St. Louis people, bro. You did. Shout out to my city, man, for standing up in the black community. Goddamn me, the white people came in the turf and all that. I ain't see no Chinese. I ain't see no Arabs. I ain't see no Mexicans. You did. I'm just keeping it 100. You did. Yeah, y'all got them Chinese. Y'all got them chop sueys all in our hood and Arabs. Y'all got all y'all stores in our hood. But I ain't see no I can't say y'all ain't make no undercover donations. I can't say. But y'all ain't come in and help us clean up shit, and I ain't see y'all feed a motherfucker. The
Mm.
Mexicans too. I see all y'all want to come in our hoods and fix our rules and do this work and shit. I ain't see you motherfuckers in our hood cleaning up and help feed no motherfucker. I'm gonna keep it 100. The white people did. You did. The blacks definitely came out and showed big love and unity. So y'all can feel how y'all want to feel. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna tell the truth, nigga. Y'all ain't coming our hoods. Y'all ain't come on that motherfucking north side or that west side and do nothing. Yeah, it is, but y'all wanna bleed our communities for our bread. Fuck on. Real spill. I'm gonna tell it like it is. I'm not a celebrity. I ain't gotta be politically correct. Yeah, it is. And I'm gonna tell the truth. I ain't gonna sugarcoat them. Nothing, homie. See, but yeah.
Nah, shit, yeah, man. I was
We
gonna
finna do
ask too,
numbers,
man.
nigga. We finna blow. You got the right nigga on this bitch, nigga.
Amara, that's why
Yeah.
we got you on this thing,
Yeah,
man. You
you
feel
got
me?
the right nigga on this bitch. None of that clown shit. That buffoonery, homie. Nah, we don't do that. You dig? We don't do the goofy.
Niggas feel the same. They say they feel the same in just in the chat though. So during your younger years and shit like that, cause um, you had the Bud. What other Crip gangs was out there? Not just on the north side, just far as if you wanted to name, far as that was Cali influence now, just far as Keyway gangs. Because you mentioned the kitchens.
I'm saying, you talking about what Cali says that was out here?
Correct.
Or oh man, we got A Trade, we got ETGCs, we got Five Trade, Everline, of course, Rolling 60s, the deepest thing in the Lou in the 19th Street, Long Beach Crips. Goddamn me, you did. We got Rolling 90s, we got Grape Hill. You know, they grapes, but they ain't grapes. They create Grape Hill though. They
All
grapes.
right.
Uh, we got few niggas that was Harlems. Of course, we got Hoovers. You did 107 Hoovers and 74 Hoovers. You did uh uh I said five trays, eight trays, 60s, LBC 19s, the 60s, the 90s, Harlem 30s. It just was like I only know the two niggas that was 30s, Harlem 30s. R.I.P. Lil Dennis from John and R.I.P. Wack out of U City. I ain't, them the only two dudes I knew that was 30s though. Not saying there wasn't no other niggas that was Harlem 30s, but you know, but for the most part, 60s, 19s, LBCs, East Side Kitchen Crips, East Coast, Six Deuce East Coast, uh, um, 74 Hoover, 107 Hoover, um, Grapes. It's only three spots I know had grapes. Grape Hill. It was a project called the Plaza. We used to call it Grape Plaza. And then you had grapes and niggas that's grapes out the page deal. But they got 60 niggas come off that 60 tree page deal also. But them the only three spots I knew that had grapes. You
All
did. The
right.
Foes, that's where the A-Tray gangsters at. You did. You know. Marcus, they had the Hoovers, 107 Hoovers. You did. It was also some Hoovers, 74 Hoovers, a crew of 74 Hoovers down on the College and Quarter area, down in College and Quarter. You had a little crew of 74 Hoovers that was like on Pope and our hood. You dig what I'm saying? But once Scary died, nigga, they converted over. You did. Uh, what other Crip says? Cali Crip says. That's it, cuz. That's it.
On hood. I got a commenter asking, if you can't answer this, what year did the California Crips pull up to the city?
See, you gotta understand that a lot of dudes from St. Louis got family in LA that moved to
Thank
Cali in
you.
the 70s. Like I got my daddy's sister been out in LA since like 85, bro. Freeway Rick Ross was coming through here, bro, with that work, bro, himself. You did, you know, in 84, 85. You dig? So, dudes been going back and forth to Cali. We just ain't know about the. Then I was a kid in the 80s. I'm born in 1978. But I'm just saying, like, you did when I was 6, 7, 8 years old, motherfuckers was already moving to LA and coming back from LA and shit. You dig what I'm saying? So Crips and Bloods been coming to St. Louis, it just our old heads just wasn't having it. They was already gangster niggas. See, you gotta understand, my big homies was basically kids when they started cripping. Like I'm saying, I'm second generation. I'm only 47, cuz you did. Well, I said I'm only 47, but I'm just saying. So I'm really a nigga that was a kid cripping. You did when it hit our city. It hit the city like 85, 86. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm saying they was already coming down here 84, 85, 86. But it wasn't no niggas were calling themselves no Crips and no Bloods. You know what I'm saying? Probably a nigga here and probably a nigga there, but motherfucker ain't know what a motherfucking Crip and no Blood was at that hour. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It all came, it was like a culture shock, bro. Like uh around 86, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you had niggas in certain spots that was blood and cripping, but we just ain't know it. You dig what I'm saying? 87, a little more, 88. That's when we came about because Slope went to the land. You dig what I'm saying? And then you gotta understand that 88, Easy come out. You know what I'm saying? NWA come out, Colors come out. So we, all this, you dig what I'm saying? At one time, along with you niggas bringing the work and dressing like them niggas, like damn, them niggas dressing like Eazy-E now. You dig?
Mm-hmm.
Really Eazy-E now just as dressing like them niggas, I guess. You dig what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? With the lopes and all that old shit, bro. And then St. Louis niggas back in the day had curls, Jerry curls. My homies wore Jerry curls. My daddy had a curl.
Yeah,
In
that was
there.
really a South thing too. I ain't gonna lie. Just for the record. I'm standing on that. I feel like a lot of the West Coast was influenced by Midwest and Southerners, especially by their outfits. Even with like the lumberjacks, and like you said, you've been wearing khakis, you've been wearing Chuck Taylors, and that's really like, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much, you know what I mean? That's just how I feel because I got a homeboy from the
Right.
West Coast
But
even
you got to
said that.
understand, but I'm just saying, but if you trip out the 70s, like in the 70s,
Even the 30s, look at us. Like we had boys that was sharecroppers that was wearing, you know what I'm saying? Like
like,
the little.
not to cut you off, no, I ain't gonna say they influenced Cali like LA, right? I'm just gonna say this. In the 1970s, if you to trip off how Big Took them used to dress, cuz Big Took them used to wear overalls and shit. You dig? Slacks, dress shoes. That's that old head niggas all over the country dress, bro. Them niggas dressed in LA, St. Louis, Detroit, Chicago, New York, Harlem, up in there, the South. You dig what I'm saying? Them niggas, it wasn't Took them grew up wearing hard bottoms. Raymond Washington them grew up wearing hard bottoms, cuz that's the era they come from. Them niggas grew up in the late 60s and the early 70s. The Black Panther niggas wore leather jackets and hard bottoms and slacks and shit. So, you dig? But I can't say everybody wore bibs overalls. I know they was wearing them in LA, and I know our old heads was wearing them in the 70s, and my granddaddy was wearing them in the 70s and shit. You did? And I'm sure they wore them in the South. I ain't never seen no pictures of
The reason why, because if you really, I don't know if you ever watched the movie Life.
yeah, I watch Life.
Them niggas from the South and nigga Gold Moth, nigga had overalls in the 30s and 40s. You feel me? Like a lot, and even the hard, even like think about it. Nigga folk wanted to dress clean. You know what I'm saying? If you had farmer clothes on, you weren't shit. So that's when they had the hard bottoms and all that shit. And plus with the jute joints.
Right. No, I'm just saying that, like, what you gotta understand is this. When we was just talking about like how St. Louis got there me, you did, and like I told you, like most blacks, the blacks in St. Louis, Chicago, Detroit, Cincinnati, Kansas City, all our grandparents come from down south, bro. And it's the same thing from the West Coast. Big Took them came from the South. You think that Raymond Washington was born in LA? You dig what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah. His
saying?
people come from
But
Mississippi, but he was born in
but
Los Angeles.
most of them OG niggas, bro, they parents came from the South, and some of them was born in Texas and Louisiana and shit like that, bro. You did. So, like I say, like unlike on up in New York and shit, a lot of them dudes black, but they half black and half Puerto Rican, half black and half Dominican, half black and half Trinidadian, and they folks ain't come from down south. On the L.A. and in Oakland and the Bay and shit, they parents and grandparents, they grandparents and shit my parents came from the south and shit, bro. You dig? Chicago, St. Louis, Kansas City, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Detroit. Our grandparents and mother's parents and shit came from down south, bro. You did. We ain't
Mm-hmm.
got no motherfucking goddamn me niggas that's half Mexican, me or half Puerto Rican and half black and half Dominican and half black and like Biggie, like a lot of them rap niggas from New York. They mama might have been Jamaican and they daddy might have been Puerto Rican or some shit like that. Now I know Nas old dude came from Mississippi, but I'm just saying a lot of them dudes, bro, got some type of Puerto Rican and Dominican and some island in them, bro. They ain't come from traditionally Southern black. Like everybody from St. Louis folks come from Mississippi. You did Mississippi, Memphis, bro. You did Arkansas. You did Georgia. Same with Chicago. The pipeline The Mississippi pipeline goes to St. Louis, Chicago. Some people's like, man, fuck that. We ain't finna make that trip all the way to no motherfucking Chicago. We gonna stay right here in St. Louis. You did, but Chicago ain't number like a 5-hour ride from us.
Mm. All right, it shit ain't. It
Kansas
shit ain't.
City a 4-hour ride from us. Kansas City a 4-hour ride from us. You see what I'm saying? Chicago right up the road, homie. Memphis 4-hour ride. Little Rock. You did. Indiana. You can get to Indiana from St. Louis in 3-4 hours, bro.
No, that's right. Shit, tell us about the prison system though out there though, man. You feel me? Like like far as like the state prisons out there. You know what I mean?
On the state of Missouri with the blacks, we run the prison system, homie. Hands motherfucking down. All that bullshit, you dig? Nah, that ain't going on in the state, in the great state of Missouri. No, sir. You dig? You know. And they don't, I'm telling you, them dudes, nah, bro, they ain't going down like that, homie. Blacks run it. St. Louis and Kansas City run the state penitentiaries in Missouri. Big facts. If y'all
So
had
far as with
somebody
your
from Missouri,
programming,
is anybody in Missouri in the comments, ask them.
nah, before as like with your experience being incarcerated, like take us through the process of like the reception centers, and then like far as like the highs and the lows, or how y'all go. Do y'all got like mid, high level, low work
We
camps? Like
got
what y'all got?
we got the maximum security prisons where you got dudes with life sentences and a lot of time and shit. Level 5 prisons. You dig what I'm saying? You dig. We got uh we got level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? Level 4s, it just be like this back in the day. When I first went to prison in 97, I went twice. I did 3 years my first stretch. I stayed out 9 months and I went back for 19 years, 4 months, and 21 days. So at first, when I came in, everybody went through Fulton Diagnostic Center, the whole state of Missouri, whether it was from St. Louis, Kansas City, Columbia, Jefferson City, or down in the Blue Hill like Sykeston, Haytide, Kennett, them spots. Everybody went through Fulton. There was a diagnostic for the whole state. And then around about 2002, they opened. Man, listen, when I came in 97, it was 3 level 5 prisons. The old walls, Potosi, where they had death row inmates, where they would hit you with the needle. And then they opened up a third one in Crossroads, Missouri. That was up there by Kansas City. That opened in March of 97. I got locked up February 97. I got to prison October 97 on my first bid. So if you went to a level 5 prison, you went to one of 3 places. I ended up going to the walls on my first bid, and I went home from the old walls. As a matter of fact, Missouri State Penitentiary is the oldest penitentiary west of the Mississippi River. It opened up in 1836. You dig? It closed down in 2004. The walls. They called it the bloodiest 47 acres in America at one time. James Earl Ray escaped from there. He was there. Sonny Liston, but the ex-heavyweight champion from St. Louis, he learned how to box back there. You dig? That's who Muhammad Ali beat to become the heavyweight champion when he first became champ. He was behind the walls. Pretty Boy Floyd, before he became a bank robber, he was behind the old walls. You dudes that was from the Jesse James games behind the walls. You dig what I'm saying? James Earl Ray, he escaped and allegedly killed Martin Luther King, but that's a big conspiracy theory. But yeah, he came from the old walls, homie. So yeah, and the old walls operated on old school prison rules because it was an old ass prison with a lot of old nooks and crannies, and it was surrounded by a big ass wall. You did with tiers and little bitty ass cells, bro. The cells was, man, I was shell shocked when I first came to the walls. Goddamn me, them goddamn cells are so little. I'm like, what the fuck? 2 people got to live in that little bitty motherfucker, bro. I just came from a level 4 prison where you open up the door with a key and all that shit. The cells was wide. Like I say, the walls opened up in 1836, the oldest prison west of the Mississippi River. So any prison from St. Louis to California, wasn't no prison older than that prison, bro. Do your research.
So the level fours And a level, since in the levels you.
This how it was a level. To be in a level 1, 2, or 3, you had to have 15 years or under. To go to a level 4 prison, you had to have like 15 years to 25 years. To go to a level 5 prison, straight to a level 5 prison, you had to have 25 years or more. It is. And then you got to understand, in 1994, when President Bill Clinton was in office, and when Joe Biden, who wrote the crime bill, they came with all that motherfucking mandatory minimum shit, 3 strikes. You know, in Missouri, they had the 85% law. It's meaning whatever you do, you got to, if you got to commit what they call a violent crime, murder, robbery, assault, you did whatever time you get, you do 85%. So if you got 10 with the 85, you did 8.5. If you had 15, you did like 12 and 9 months. If you had 20, you did 16 and a half. If you had 25, you did 21 and 3 months. If you had a 30 piece, you did 25 and 5 months. You did. That was that mass incarceration era. I was a part of that era, you did. But motherfuckers be trying to praise Bill Clinton and all that shit. Motherfucker, he came out. He the one came. When he was in office with a mandatory sentence and then tried to apologize about it years later. And Joe Biden helped write the crime bill. You know, but blacks want to run vote Democrat, man. And up into the 1960s, historically, blacks used to vote Republican. Up until John F. Kennedy came in office. Yeah, y'all ain't talking to no dumb nigga.
See, he brainwashed. See, that's the thing too. A lot of motherfuckers not aware of that. I know my nigga Bovid on the others, you know what I'm saying? He definitely loving this because you know we both Republicans, you feel me? In the comment section. Just at least how I like him. Look, cuz I like him. At least how I like him.
What'd he say?
What'd he say? Nah, talk your shit, man. Talk your shit. They said they like this shit. He said I like your style, man. Yeah, talk your shit, man. All right. So how the actual politics in there though, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You a Keyway and shit like that. Was you on some black time? Was you on some, because you know some people convert to different religions in there, like how that shit was, you know?
Nigga, I went in a Crip and came out a Crip, nigga. You dig? I ain't never been no Muslim, no Christian, or none of that. You dig? Now I do see St. Louis like now I did go to the Moore Science Temple and I did study the Moore Science Temple teachings, but that comes with the street culture in St. Louis. Moore Science Temple is intertwined with the street culture in St. Louis, just like the 5%ers is intertwined with the street culture in New York and New Jersey and shit. Just like the Sunni Muslims is intertwined with the street culture in Philadelphia. But in St. Louis, it was Moore Science Temple of America. Like, you know, we had a big time gangster from our city, notorious, named Jerry Lewis Bay. You put the Bay of the Ill on behind your last name. You did. So I'm in tune with the Moore Science Temple teachings, you know, and a little bit of the 5%ers and a little bit of the Nation of Islam. And I even know a little bit about Sunni Muslim. You did. But no, I ain't never joined no religious sect, homie. We was, you know, we came up, you know, we had Crip organizations. You had the homies, you know what I'm saying, out of Kansas City and St. Louis had what they called the CUN, the Crip United Nation. You did, but that was the older Crips. You did. That was the generation above me. We came, you know, my homeboy Chip from the set, you did, and me was the brainchild, you know what I'm saying, you know, was the started block movement in the St. Louis, I mean in the Missouri state system, you did, all Crips. You dig? And you know, Sebo had an album called Block Movement, but if you look up the word block, BLOC, you will see what it means. Yeah. Shout out to my block movement niggas in that motherfucker, nigga. Can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, I know what it is. Yeah, I know about the block movement, nigga. Yeah. But you had old school penitentiary crews like the Family. They was, you know, some old head niggas in there that had, all of them had like life sentences and shit. And they had a lot of young niggas they was recruiting, they had a lot of time. And a lot of the Damoos was up under their umbrella. The Crips, we wasn't going for that shit. We bucked the system. We bucked them old head niggas. Nigga, we Crips, nigga. We ain't talk. going following what you old ass niggas been locked up since 1985 and 82 talking about. You dig? Big facts.
So it was conflict between the old heads and the young heads because they wanted the young heads to fall in line with
Well,
the
it wasn't really
traditional thing.
conflict. I ain't gonna say it was conflict. It's just that the Crips wasn't under their umbrella. The Damus was behind the old walls. You dig? But the Damu crew was called. They was calling themselves Mob. You dig? They was, and them some of them niggas was my partners and shit. But I'm keeping it real. You dig? We wasn't under no old head niggas umbrella, cuz. You dig? The Crips was just we bucked the system. We was Crips.
Mm-hmm.
You dig? We wasn't hearing that bullshit them old ass niggas was talking about. I'm just keeping it 100. You dig? And some of them niggas was booty bandits anyway. You dig? So no, we wasn't far going for that bullshit. You dig? And we had some OG homies, like my big homie, R.I.P. Fat Low, Ern Coleman off that motherfucking Cochran Project, COC, A Street, nigga. One of our longest comrades ever, nigga. You know, hand game was immaculate. You know, he was a big homie. Goddamn, he niggas like the OGKB, DeWine Mac Roberts, off 59 Wobbler, my big homie OG Killer Tank. You know, another one of my OGs like Black Turk. So we ain't have to be up with them niggas like that, bro. The Crips was standing on their own. Facts. But you had niggas that came in the level 5 system that was die moves like 8-Wax wasn't hearing what them old ass niggas was saying. 8-Wax bucked them niggas. Now don't get me wrong. I got old head niggas that was part of the fam that was old mentors because they was some gangster niggas that was in there solid. And they when they controlled the law library, nigga. And if your paperwork run right, they wouldn't help you with your case. Big facts. So nigga, you had some rat shit on your name or some old creep shit. Nigga, get on. They wasn't helping you, cuz you did. Your paperwork was right and your crime was right. They help you do your motherfucking legal work in that law library. Shout out to the motherfucking solid old heads that was holding us down and teaching us the right way, goddamn me, and helping us with our law work and helping the niggas get back on them appeals, nigga. Yeah.
So, like speaking of hand guys and speaking of dudes that were throwing them shits, um, any legendary squabble stories that was in the prison? You know what I'm saying? I mean, we know it was knife play, but like just far as like, damn, these niggas, you know what I'm saying? These niggas
Hand game,
scrapping.
bro. St. Louis known for hand game, cuz. You dig?
Mm-hmm.
St. Louis known for baseball and boxing, homie. I just named all the boxing centers, goddamn. You ask them niggas in the federal joints and shit, you dig, about niggas from St. Louis hand games, cuz. Especially the old head niggas. All our old heads had hand game. You
Facts,
dig?
facts.
You know,
So,
big
all the
facts.
prisons you went to, can you name any particular person or just people that was like, man, these niggas was some squabblers? Like, we ain't talking about like these niggas did it. We talking about just on some like, did y'all have any boxing tournaments when y'all was in the prison or was?
See, they had boxing in the prisons before my time. They took the boxing out in the earth, like when they took the freeways out. Them niggas used to be boxing behind the old walls and shit in them prisons. All the way up, I think, until about like 92 or 93. They used to have real boxing matches. Like I told you, that's what Sonny Liston learned how to box at in the in the 1950s, homie. You dig? But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you dig? They used to play baseball and basketball against outside motherfuckers and all that shit. You did, but they took the boxing out, took the weights out because they was scared. Niggas was getting too big and niggas' hand game was just too raw. So they tried to take the you did. They took the boxing out, took the free weights out because niggas was too swole. You did too
Mm-hmm.
strong, bro. You did. But for as a hand game, nigga, KB R.I.P. the big OG from 59 Wobbler. Man, I can name countless niggas from St. Louis. Dick Brew. He ain't been to the penitentiary. That's Corey Spinks now, big brother, nigga. Cause no motherfucker, he from the north side. He a north side bomber. Niggas know who Dick Brew is, nigga. You dig? Big Jack out the projects, a knockout artist. All the niggas from the projects got hands that can play basketball because they all got boxing centers, nigga. And them niggas on the south side, like I said, it's boxes. I named about 10 boxing centers off the top of my head.
Damn.
Why you
See,
think,
niggas.
goddamn me, old boy out of DC fly? He a Muslim brother. Now he did 50 flat years in the federal system, nigga. He said how them niggas from St. Louis and Kansas City was getting it in and going hard with them against the ABs. Big facts. But they downplay. They just say, yeah, the DC blacks and the ABs went to war. No, it was niggas from St. Louis and Kansas City putting in work with them too.
So they ain't had no ABs in the Missouri State Prison.
No, they fake
Mm,
if they is. No,
all right. So basically, if you was all right, so if you was white,
I'm gonna tell
you.
you, bro. The white dudes ain't got nothing coming in no motherfucking penitentiary in no motherfucking Missouri or no Mexicans or none of that shit, homie. And I'm standing on that. They very humble. Man, I'm
So
gonna tell
basically, it
you
gotta
like
be from
this,
black
cuz
hoods to even
I'm
get
gonna
any
keep it
play in there,
100.
right?
I'm gonna keep it 100, bro. When the numbers even, they don't be wanting smoke with no blacks. Yeah, when y'all, it's 500 of y'all and it's 200 blacks. Yeah, y'all want all the smoke. I understand that. But nigga, when the numbers eating mano y mano with their hand-to-hand combat, ain't no racist fucking with us. Y'all better go get a knife.
So
Yeah.
where any legendary white bloods or white Crips in any yards that you can name?
No.
Damn. 'Cause, I had to laugh at that one. All right.
I'm keeping it 100, cuz.
So,
No.
cause that shit basically like the same thing out here, man. White boys don't
Now
really
you
get no
might not
play,
don't get it
man.
wrong, not get it twisted. You had a white family or two from out the projects and shit, and you had a couple of white families through the north side. You did, but for some legendary white dudes, there was some I don't know none.
Damn. Cuz went to prison for a while, so yeah, nigga, him, that's bad. That means well, shit, it's the same out here, so it's really like normal. So, hmm. Basically, I want to ask, was it strange to have anybody that was not black from the neighborhood, or what I'm saying, well, not from the forest with this Crip shit though, and saying the Missouri prison, like niggas like, oh, this is a white Crip, oh, this is a Mexican Crip, like niggas on, you feel me, like was niggas tripping on that, or was it like they was accepting them?
I don't know no white Crips and Bloods in St.
What
Louis. I
about
don't.
Mexicans? What about Mexicans?
I knew a couple Mexicans that was claiming Crip out the cock when I was in middle school with in Webster Middle School. But I don't know where they end up going. You dig what I'm saying? But bro, ain't no
Damn. So
Mexicans out St. Louis making no noise, cuz. Or no white dudes. They stay in the woods in these small rural towns and shit, bro. Nigga, blacks run St. Louis, and we gonna always run St. Louis. And ain't no out of town nigga gonna ever run no motherfucking St. Louis. So, like I told him, motherfucker, dude who I did an interview with, my little young guy, you know what I'm saying, from the Midwest Struggle. That's his channel on YouTube. Matter of fact, go check out. I got about 10 interviews on the channel on YouTube under the Midwest Struggle. You did. But you know what I'm saying? Nah, bro. You did no.
all right, damn shit, all
He
right, that's
said something
cool.
about the BMF show and Jerry Lewis Bay. But I don't watch the BMF show because that shit fake as a motherfucker. God damn me. That dude ain't stopping no motherfucking Cincinnati. Nigga, the first place they came to, nigga, was St. Louis. You did. St. Louis played a major part in BMF. You did. So, and I guess it was a point where he supposed me talking to some brothers, some from the Moore Science Temple, I guess like a Jerry Lewis Bay character, and I had to set the record straight. Man, with no motherfucking Big Meech ever approached no motherfucking Jerry Lewis Bay. You did. Jerry Lewis Bay born in 1950, he a old head. Man, back then, goddamn me in the 80s, wasn't no young niggas running shit. Nigga, the old head gangsters was in control of shit, nigga. So you think a young ass nigga, goddamn me 20 finna come in our city talking this bullshit, nigga. You ain't had no weight like that, nigga. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. God, they be overhyping that dude, Big Meech. Now I know he did his thing and all that in later years, but nigga not in no Jerry Lewis Bay era. You did. in the Petty Boys era, and I can name countless other old head gangsters that was prominent in the city doing their thing. Goddamn me. Wasn't no young nigga from no out of town finna come stepping talking no gangster shit to one of our old head gangsters. It wouldn't have been no Big Meech, nigga. His ass would have got laid out. And that's big facts. I ain't doing no capping. Y'all better go look up Jerry Lewis Bay and the measures that was getting laid down. He got a book called Gangster or Government Target. Yeah, come on, bro. That shit fabricated, man. Man, I ain't watched that shit after they went to St. Louis, goddamn me. Yeah, I think that was the second or third season. They lost me. I'm like, this shit fake, because it wasn't no BMF, nothing in no 1992, 3, 4, 5, or none of that. Yeah, as a matter of fact, they got a show the police, ex-police do, retired police in St. Louis do called The Brighter Side of Blue, and where they talk about different crews and criminal organizations come out of St. Louis, nigga, and they talk about Quinny Q, our homeboy from the BUD, who had that motherfucking work, and Meech had to come holler at him. He had to connect before Meech, and all the ballers from St. Louis, goddamn it, that really had money, moved to Atlanta in the early 90s, 92, 93, 94, because the Crip and Blood Wars was had the city goddamn me going nuts. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'ma tell a real shit, nigga. You talking to a real St. Louis nigga. I know. I'm a real North Side nigga. Born and raised. Downtown and North Side. I ain't nowhere else. Big facts.
So when you be seeing a lot of this shit online, just
Hold
far
on,
as
hold
with
on.
your
Not to
sick.
cut you off. When I said we got a lot of our underworld and Detroit underworld is like intertwined. Look at the Big Meech and the dudes from St. Louis. The Cuffies of the world are the Project St. Louis legend. You dig? His little brother Wani, R.I.P. He died in the federal system. Goddamn me. He was on the case with Meech now. They call him Magic in Atlanta and Detroit. But in the loop, we call him Wani. They names were synonymous together. Cuffy and Wani, big brother and little brother. They been balling, been millionaire type of niggas. Had fish houses and all that shit before they met a Big Meech. So that's what I'm saying. That BMF show, man, come on, man. Get the fuck out of here with that
So how you
bullshit.
feel when you be hearing shit about shit like that though? And you know the truth, or you know what I'm saying? Like you got common
Hey,
sense to know
if
like
you
this
look
some
at the
bullshit.
if you watch that BMF show, when he first met the Jay Pusher character, that's the Cuffy character. They met him in a club in Atlanta. And goddamn me, when they walked in the club, him and his little brother, the Neo character that owned the club or some shit like that. Me's like, who are them niggas? The police? Like, nah, them niggas smell like money, goddamn me. He went over and met them. He said, what you specialize in? The nigga Jay Pusher said, uh, uh, birds, beepers, and fish fries. Fish fries or some shit like that. Because they had fish houses, bro. Yeah, big facts. Meech and them ain't have fish houses and shit. Meech ain't had no businesses and shit back then. Them niggas did. So what that tell you? Them niggas was the Big Meech in the Southwest T of St. Louis before the BMF shit, homie. But they had more money than them niggas. Cuffy, like he said, and I believe every word he say, because he ain't got no reason to lie. Said, I gave that nigga his first $1,000,000. Put his first $1,000,000 in his pocket.
Mm.
Yeah, big facts.
But nah, OG, like I was saying though, when you be seeing all this shit online, like you got the 607 unks, you know what I'm saying? You got, no jumper and shit like that or whatnot, you feel me? And then you got with all these people, misleading and giving false history on St. Louis or whatnot, man. And now you got the opportunity to speak about shit like this, man.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. See, I just got on it. I've been home June 1st, 2020, bro. I stayed away from the social media on purpose, bro, because I thought it wasn't nothing but some clown buffoonery goofy shit on this motherfucker. You know, that's why I'm just not learning how to. I just started. I actually downloaded Instagram over a year ago. Never made one post because I didn't even know how. Till one of my young homies taught me how to do it. He posted something for me. about 2 months ago, month and a half, 2 months ago. And then he told me, and that's when I started fucking with this shit. Other than that, nigga, I ain't never been on no motherfucking social media. I thought that shit was for some suckers. And it had too much feminine energy for me. So I stayed the fuck away from it. It's too much clown buffoonery ass shit. I ain't with that clown ass shit. Goofy shit. It is. You know, a lot of niggas, you know what I'm saying, like 607 Monkey, he a St. Louis nigga. I don't know him. He's from Pine Line. That's a suburb. But they been around. It is. You know, they been putting on for the city and shit like that. But I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? It is. But I just got tired of hearing these niggas on all these different platforms and shit going to Vlad and No Jumper and St. Louis hood history. You know, you clowns, most of them clowns wasn't even in this shit, nigga, because I don't know you. Never heard of you niggas. If you in my age bracket, nigga, I might have been to St. Louis Little. So, nigga, if I ain't never seen you in nobody juvenile or DYS Youth Center, a Hogan Street Youth Center, or a workhouse or the old city jail or the Boonville or behind the walls and all that, I know you niggas wasn't active. We all know each other. From the 6 Deuce side, 87 Kitchen side, from the to the rolling 68 tray side to the Damu side, nigga. We all know who's who. So you ain't finna hear no nigga in no comments talking about I ain't from the set. Nigga, my name's synonymous with the set. Ain't gonna be no confusion. Oh no, he was from here, oh, he was from there. No. Nigga, I'm from O'Fallon Park, North Side, Gangland. 44 Blue Bud, nigga. Ain't never been nothing else. Ain't gonna rep this Crip shit to the death, nigga. I come from that Crip tribe for real. Been a Crip since I was a kid, nigga. You see the pictures, khakis creased. I was 16 in Hogan Street Regional Youth Center, nigga. You did. My generation took over the set in 9-3. When after all the big homies went to the penitentiary, that's when the second generation stepped up and took that flag and rolled with it, nigga, and held the set down and held this shit down, nigga. You did. I'm OBG, original baby gangster, nigga, the first baby gangsters in the city, second generation from my set anyway. I can't speak for you other niggas set, nigga, but I know for a fact, niggas from the second generation from my turf, we was the first BGs, nigga, in the city, nigga. Some of you niggas sets ain't old as mine, so it might be some niggas. You got some sets that they homies, they first generation homies my age. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we was wearing our flags in our left pocket like Crips supposed to, nigga, cause that's how S-Lo taught us. You know, he ain't tell us we was no neighborhood Crips. So wasn't no niggas in St. Louis that was rolling 60s, never saying they was no neighborhood, nothing. The 6 Deuce East Coast niggas was wearing the neighborhood shit on their back. Them the hustlers in St. Louis. You know, but when after neighborhood Nip came out, R.I.P., you know, niggas from the 60th Street want to start yelling neighborhood, you niggas faking. And like I said on Instagram, nigga, don't even try that, homie. Cause we didn't even say neighborhood. That wasn't even in our vocabulary, nigga. If you were old Fowler Park, nigga, we said community, the turf, the section, the set, the zip, the zone. Then everybody in the city started saying, "Oh, he's from my zone. He's from the zone." No, no. We had a reason why we said the zone, the community, the zip, because we didn't want to say neighborhood. You did, and like I say, there's no disrespect, but our homie ain't tell us we was neighborhood Crips. You know, all he told us we was rolling West Side rolling 60s, and the homies was off 6th Ave. You know, and that's what we knew. So I know you other niggas didn't know that, and we was anybody killers anyway. So if we'd have saw niggas talking about they was rolling 60 neighborhood Crips, we'd have been at their ass, because we'd have been like, oh, y'all niggas trying to be on some peace treaty shit. And sympathize and empathize with the 6 Deuce East Coast Crips. Well, take this with you. That's what we would have been on, nigga. Because we beef with everything, nigga. Because we had notorious jackers in our set. So we had Jack and Static too. But niggas hit niggas for bricks and half of bricks and they jewelry and all that type of shit. We had a notorious stick-up crew. I was a stick-up boy. I ain't no trap boy, nigga. I ain't never had a key or none of that shit. I sold rocks and grams and I stuck up businesses and dope houses. Yeah. I'm a stick candy man, and I throw them motherfucking dice. You dig? You know. And I'm glad I ain't a trap boy, because these niggas in St. Louis now, they working for the feds. They sell dope for the federales, and I'm standing on that. You niggas some rats. Rat ass niggas working for them people. Know you niggas rats. Y'all sell dope for the feds, nigga. Yeah, y'all do. Mm-hmm. I know. Rats.
See, that's real, my nigga. See, that's what the kids need to hear because a lot of people don't, they're not savvy to a lot of this. You know what I'm saying? They gonna have to. A lot of people have to experience it to even know it. You feel me? So you know what I'm
And
saying?
niggas
They
send
need to take
niggas up,
heed.
sending niggas to the federal penitentiary left and right. Yeah, nigga, I'd rather be broken free, goddamn me, than make a little money and go and let one of you niggas trick me to the joint. Nah, y'all ain't gonna trick me like that. And plus, I'm in a labor union. I'm in local 42, nigga. You dig? You know. So, all the nigga gotta do is get him a trade or learn how to drive trucks and build his credit up, and he'll have everything the trap boys and them rap niggas got, without even have to go to jail. So, you know, you know, let the amigos have that work. Don't we ain't pushing that shit. You dig? Keep y'all shit in y'all communities, motherfuckers. We ain't on that type of time no more. You dig? We ain't on that genocide shit. We trying to bring St. Louis together, because St. Louis never had no unity, bro. It always been a cutthroat, backdoor ass city. You
Why you
dig?
think it's a backdoor city? Because even 607 Unc said that. So why is it a backdoor city in your personal opinion?
Oh man, shit. You dig? Man, that's a hard question to answer right there, bro. Because you gotta
I
understand.
told y'all wasn't gonna. You feel me?
You dig? You gotta understand that niggas been leaving niggas in alleys in St. Louis. Like, my uncle got killed in 1975. He was left in the alley, set up, because
Damn.
niggas was scared of him. You did. So, I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. You did, and it's the back door shit really with the younger niggas. I had to tell the young niggas at the joint. I asked the young niggas and shit. I was like, because the youth young love me, because I'm going to keep it 100. The young niggas told me before I got to the joint. They call me sensei or they call me governor. They start calling me governor in Bowling Green. Goddamn, the old head from Kansas City start calling me the governor. And a European chick that was a CO, old head European CO chick, introduced the young new CO chick to me. She's like, "This is Alfred. They call him the governor." So the young broad was like, "Why don't you just call it yourself Gov?" I said, "You know what, love? I like that. They got a ring to it. Gov it is. You did." But, you know, the young niggas used to be like, "Man, Sensei, man, we don't fuck with them old niggas, man, but the young niggas gonna fuck with you out there." You dig what I'm saying? And that's what they used to tell me, bro. But I used to ask the young niggas, bro, like, I don't understand how three of y'all could be friends, two of y'all could fall out, instead of the third party trying to get the shit squashed. Like, man, you niggas on some dumb shit, man. He'll side up with one of the other niggas and kill other niggas. I'm like, where the fuck they do that at? I didn't grow up like that, homie. I ain't grow up in the backdoor era.
Mm-hmm.
But was some backdoor shit going on? Of course. Backdoor shit went on everywhere. They just ain't say backdoor. We ain't say backdoor back in the day. We just say the nigga got crossed or snaked. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. Backdoor it's just a modern word for that shit. You a snake. You a human snake to me.
Cause shit, I ain't gonna lie, man. St. Louis, man, it's a beautiful city, man. But I think every city got its own. You know what I'm saying? Tetris. You know what I'm saying? History. But it seems like St. Louis got a black dark cloud, my nigga. I ain't gonna lie, man. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, but people really don't know that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't to me. I don't know because I grew up here and live here, bro. But it ain't as bad as it seems to me, bro. You know me for real, bro. Like, I don't get it twisted. On any given Sunday, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? But nigga, if some treacherous, heinous shit happened to you, nigga, you did something, nigga. You ain't had no business doing, nigga. 9 times out of 10. Now, don't get it twisted. You know, you got some good niggas, a lot of good niggas that died in this city, bro. A lot of legendary good ass niggas, bro. You know, and they wasn't from a back door, and some from the back door. It is, but overall, bro, you know, it's about your environment and the situations you put yourself in and your actions. See, I'm a nigga that never did nothing scandalous in the streets or nothing scandalous in the penitentiary. So I ain't gotta hide my face. A lot of niggas did a lot of underhanded shit in the streets and a lot of underhanded, you know what I'm saying, foul shit in prison. So they run out of town and gotta be hiding their face and ducking. Nah, nigga, I'm outside, nigga. I'm honorable, nigga. You did. So any nigga know me that really know if goddamn me since getting into some shit, goddamn me 9 times out of 10, that nigga can't fucking with that nigga, bro. Cause ain't no snake shit on my name, ain't no smut on my name, ain't no fag shit on my name, ain't no rat shit on my name, ain't no bootlicking shit on my name, ain't no ass kissing shit on my name, and ain't no shit nigga taking my shit on my name. Yeah, I can
Bro
show
made
my
St. Louis
yeah.
seem like heaven to me. This nigga crazy. Hey, my supporters fuck with me, cuz that nigga said St. Louis is heaven. He said he loving it. You gonna
Who
have you
said
got you got the viewers wanting to fucking move to St. Louis now. They like nigga, this square business. They fucking
that?
with it. They fucking with it. They fucking
It's
with
a
it, man.
real city, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got,
Yeah,
you dig all that old fake ass bullshit going on. You know what I'm saying? All the BBLs and all that old bullshit. Goddamn me, everybody want to be famous and all that shit. No, that ain't no, homie. You
for
did.
sure,
We
man.
real
Yeah,
people down to earth. You know, we speak to our neighbors and all that shit. You
that's
did.
right.
You know, we don't think we better than the next motherfucker.
That's right. Man, shit for the people that's been under a rock, man, where they can find you at, OG, you know what I'm saying? Like give them your social media and things of that nature, man, cuz they fucking with you in the comments, man, and I want them to have opportunity to follow you on IG or whatnot. I'm gonna leave the link after the video, but if you could tell the people where they can find you at on IG or Instagram.
Instagram, MO-CENZ. Mo Sense. That's the IG. It's connected to my Instagram. They shut my TikTok down. My TikTok name was just Sense. They shut that down just because in the comments I put the word NIGGAS, niggas. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, they
you
trip on
know.
that.
So
Yeah.
but like I say, I don't give a fuck if no social media ban me, nigga. I ain't gonna be politically correct, and I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say. Goddamn me, this America. I got freedom of motherfucking speech. Shut my social media down. I don't give a fuck. I ain't no social media nigga. I'm a real street nigga, real turf
Mhm.
nigga. You dig? And if y'all don't believe me, go look at the IG, nigga. Yeah. And that nigga Big U, he stood in the north side trenches and he was very comfortable. He came on the D, the Soto, the Dub Block, my second home. I got invited down there by my childhood chum from that Dub Block of DeSoto, OG Cash, nigga, Donnie Cash, nigga. Big Clinch C salute to my childhood nigga. He a G. Free Big U, nigga.
Damn right, free big unk, free big unk, free
Free
big
all the
draws.
comrades
Yeah, free
all over the
Blueface,
country.
Bear Claw from the
The
hood.
solid niggas that,
The solid ones, not the
the
rats. We keep the
Damus, the
rats.
Keyways, the GDs, you dig, the Vice Laws, the Stones, whatever you may rep. You a solid nigga, free 'em.
And expose the booty bandits and rats, for real, though. Make that shit normal. Expose these
Man,
niggas.
every
We got a
prison
clean
got
house.
booty.
We got a clean
Every
house.
penitentiary got niggas that on that gay blade shit, bro. You dig? So I
Now
don't
that,
give a
that
fuck
that that's a
what
part
prison
of the
you go to.
penitentiary life, but we talking about far as the hood and far as with these sections and far as with these organizations, niggas got clean up house, bro. Like niggas is for years and years because a nigga started the hood or a nigga was pressing the line on that iron or a nigga
Well,
was
you
getting
know what I'm
money.
saying? It's a saying like this, bro. In Missouri, I get it might be universal. You did, ain't no secrets in the penitentiary, home. You did, and everybody, goddamn me, from St. Louis got a motherfucking family member, uncle, daddy, cousin, brother, friend, homie that's been to somebody penitentiary. Goddamn, me ain't no secrets in the penitentiary, so niggas know who was on the fuck nigga shit and who wasn't. Goddamn, I ain't got a name drop no niggas, but if a nigga throw dirt on my name, nigga, like this one nigga was my number one hater, nigga, you throw dirt on my name again, nigga, I'ma say your name, I'ma set your ass out on social media, nigga. Like I said, I'ma say your motherfucking name, clown. You know who you is. Fuck nigga. But and just like niggas know who the rats is, you niggas know who them rats is who set niggas up and all that bullshit, get niggas sent to the jails, penitentiaries and all that shit. It is, you know, you trap boys know. I ain't a trap boy, so I ain't gotta worry about that monkey ball ass shit. It is. I'm off the streets. But goddamn me, nigga, you come fucking with me, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Security the over the order is the order of the day, nigga. That's what I was taught. So if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. And nigga, I stay ready. It's the hundreds, nigga. 44 Blue Bud, Murder Mob, Crip, Gang, nigga. We come off that RSC tree, nigga. Yeah. First niggas banging block style in the city of St. Luke. Yeah, you heard it here first. You ain't never heard no niggas say St. Luke, but that's what the Crips in St. Louis call it. We call it St. Luke, nigga. And it's that four-finger salute, nigga, because I'm from that St. Luke glove gang, nigga. Shout out to that LA glove gang.
On hood, man. Love it like you love it, my
In all
nigga.
the
On hood.
keyways across the country. The die moves too.
Shout out to the Dom Moves for sure though. Yeah, I got a couple Dom Moves homies. Shout out to the Dom
I
Moves, the
got a
Power
lot of die
Rules.
move comrades, nigga.
Yeah.
You did. And then furthermore, you know what I'm saying? I found out, you know, niggas that was shooting at each other and killing each other, goddamn, and we be getting them penitentiary. Some of them niggas end up being some of your best friends in fucking life, bro. So young niggas, the niggas you shooting at, you gonna end up in the penitentiary with them. Y'all gonna end up in doing stretches together, growing up in the penitentiary together, and y'all gonna be the best of friends in the penitentiary when y'all come out the penitentiary. So y'all might as well stop that bullshit now, nigga. We ain't promoting no genocide, homie. It's time out for that dumb shit. Real gangsters don't promote genocide. You did. Yeah, nigga. I got the motherfucking spirit of Fred Hampton in me, nigga. The chairman out of Chicago. Yeah, that's the FBI put their head on them, nigga. They was scared of him. J. Edgar Hoover called him the next black messiah after Malcolm X. Yeah, J. Edgar Hoover denied the mafia existed because they had pictures of him being a gay blade and a cross dresser. Big facts.
Only on
It
the
is.
Hoovers.
They ain't started using the RICO law to the early 1970s. Rudy Giuliani was the first one prosecuting the Italian mafia. That law was designed for them. Now they trying to use it on the rappers after they became millionaires legally. So wake up, niggas, rap niggas. Y'all see what they doing. They trying to send
Told
all
y'all.
y'all to the federal penitentiary because y'all got them legal millions, niggas. So don't be stupid. Don't wait till you become a millionaire and start doing the dumb, goofy shit, cuz. Real talk.
A lot of niggas do that too, man. That shit be retarded. Yeah. But then again, niggas wasn't really living like that too, man. I think after like a certain age, you feel me? If you ain't really, you know what I'm saying, did your shit, yeah, you just really just need to be happy that you ain't had to do no shit, you feel me? Or
Yeah, bro.
it's
Yeah, bro.
easy to play soldier when there's no war going on, you feel me?
Exactly. And that's another thing, nigga. In the city, we put the city on drinking syrup, nigga. We was the first niggas drinking that syrup. Yeah. Niggas in our hood been drinking it since the early 70s. We introduced the city to that. Yeah, dig. That's another thing we started, nigga. First the Crips was doing it, then it just went citywide. But we introduced the Crip gangs to it, nigga. And we put the most Crips on, we put the most sets on Crip or Blood. Ask the city that. Yeah, we set the most trends, nigga. We was the first niggas wearing blue and gold. We was the first niggas wearing the hats for our set. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. O'Fallon Park niggas. The OPAC nigga. O'Fallon Park area Crips, which consists of 44 Bluebird, 21 Adelaide Ave, 46 Pope, and 45 Fur. 45 Fur, they was rolling 90s. Adelaide Ave, they was rolling 60s. 46 Pope, they come from us. That's what's scary. That was the Scary Terry stronghold and Killer Tank stronghold and R.I.P. Ernie stronghold. Yeah.
You motherfuckers asked for this, and this is what the fuck y'all gonna get, man. None but the real history, none but the real spill. And for the
Yeah.
po ass niggas in the comment section, I need y'all. His link is right here, so y'all can't make up no shit and say y'all don't see the link. Definitely, please go ahead and fuck with my boy's channel. He ain't no social media nigga, but with the history he got, I think he needs to, just speak on, especially, what I'm saying, the St. Louis history. And for
Yeah,
a lot of
you said
platforms,
Shannon nonsense.
say again.
It sounded like you said Shannon.
Oh no, I ain't say that.
Oh,
But I was saying, basically, you got the St. Louis history, and I think that it's good that you will make a YouTube channel in the near future. But for all the other YouTube channels out there watching, man, if y'all really want to, holler at the homie and whatnot, this is his Instagram that I got on the billboard right here. That y'all see, and y'all tap in with him or whatnot, man. Got some interesting facts, not only on St. Louis, but just far as American history. We talked in the background and whatnot, and I ain't gonna drop them jewels on y'all, man. But he's definitely aware and informative of a lot of shit, though, man. So y'all definitely tap in because, man, these are not one dimensional, man. And I enjoyed this interview too, man. This conversation we had, man. We're definitely gonna have more in the future. Um, Anything else you'd like to say, cuz, for the people or anything, in closing?
St. Louis, all my real niggas in St. Louis on all sides. Nigga, north side, west side, south side, Crip blood. Goddamn me, 60 car, A tray car, 6 deuce car, move car, kitchen Crip car, whatever car. Nigga, the real niggas, we finna come together, nigga, and bring our city together and change the narrative, nigga. Cause we already know we know how to do the dumb shit. So let's show that we can do some other shit, nigga. Let's get rich legally, nigga. You dig? They doing it in all these other cities. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, you want to hear that real shit? Tap into my IG, cause ain't nothing fake. I'm not gonna talk about no fake shit, nigga. And shout out to the homie, goddamn me, Dream Foreign, goddamn me, from Let Me Get on His Platform, a real nigga. Get on his platform, nigga. That 4 finger salute, nigga. This the hundreds. Northside O'Fallon Point Gang Land, nigga. Yeah, I know what it is. Rich rolling love, cuz.
Neighbor, you already know, big bro. Hood, man. I appreciate you for even tapping in and giving me an opportunity to actually, have this conversation that's been
Oh yeah, let
waiting.
me hear my homeboy, big OG Fast Dog, got them 4 size shirts, you dig, and them never settle shirts. Goddamn me, tap in with the big homie OG Fast Dog. You dig, M Beezy on goddamn me Instagram, Michael Boyd on Facebook. Let's get it.
Tap in with that though, man. Go ahead and get your shirts, man. For real, support black business. You feel me?
Yeah, y'all spend all that money on Michael Jordans and them T-shirts, but with them European names on it, Louis Vuitton and Versace and all that. You know, support the homeboy that's off the streets and trying to make an honest dollar, an honest living. You did, like again, man. I appreciate you, cuz.
No, hood, you already know, man. But hey, y'all tap in with the tap in, man. Until next time, it's your boy Dreaming Foreign, and I'm never living life born, and you niggas can't stop the rain. On hood.
That's right. He dreaming foreign and never living life born. Y'all heard my nigga. Ha ha.
On hood, you already know, man. Florida to St. Louis to LA, man. From the world, man. We got this shit going on hood.
I'm coming to LA soon, nigga. You better believe that.
On hood, man. Well, tap in with us though, man. Like I said, follow us IG, and we got more interviews coming in the future though, man. But y'all tap in
Say
with the
no
tap
more. Go
in
to the
though.
Midwest Struggle channel on YouTube and check out my other interviews.
On
All right.
hood, them shit's dope. But on hood, y'all tap in though.
Right on, cuz.
On hood.